Good morning, City Council. Good morning, citizens of Colorado Springs. I know I sound a little different. It's like I was born in Germany. I moved here 30 years ago. My name is Tina Brookins. My husband retired as an officer with the Special Forces here in Colorado Springs. We have been here since the mid-90s. So we have seen this lovely city grow. We've seen the changes. And today I would like to speak about public safety, in particular the issue that we have in our downtown area, Colorado Springs, with the homeless population. My family, especially my son, my 20-year-old son, had unfortunate experience on the 20th of June this last summer. He was stabbed by a member of the homeless population in the backside. This attack was not provoked. He was waiting at the light at Tejon and Cimarron, 2 blocks away from our police headquarters, stabbed in the back while they were waiting for the light to change. The accused came up behind the group, started stabbing. My son almost bled to death downtown. You know, luckily the EMTs were fast. The police was pretty fast too and did their job. My son almost lost his life, but he lost 1 kidney, his right kidney, and had exploratory surgery due to this incident. The interesting part about this is that the accused had done this before. My son was the 3rd victim that we know about. So he was the 3rd one in 2 weeks that was stabbed by this particular individual. I had contacted the mayor's office to request a meeting and instead was referred to the outgoing police commander of the Gold Hill station, the one who were working on the case, because I don't know if anybody else sees it, we definitely have a problem downtown with the homeless population. This particular individual was living out of his car at America the Beautiful, going back and forth to Acacia Park, doing drugs, drinking, and nothing happened. The accused also has a lengthy criminal history. He is a convicted felon and had prior attacks with a deadly weapon, was living out of his car at America the Beautiful, and was allowed to drink alcohol and do drugs with fellow members of the homeless population. Our problem right now is like we're trying to bring some attention to this problem because we are not the first family, we're probably not the last family who has to endure this if nothing changes. And I didn't bring statistics today.
I'm sorry, but our 3 minutes up, but we have Councilmember Donaldson wants to ask you a question. Councilmember Donaldson.
Yeah, Tina, we've spoken about this before. What warning are you giving City Council, or what requests do you have of City Council?
I would like to see some attention being focused on this problem. I know there's another nonprofit that's going to bring more homeless people supposedly living out of their cars at church parking lots, and businesses that are also joining them. This was the case in my son's incident. People living downtown, people letting them roam around. We had visitors from United Kingdom visiting 2 weeks prior. This is Tejon. This is our mile where we have tourists, where we have citizens, and I think it's a government's duty to ensure public safety and infrastructure and public safety in this case. And we're paying taxpayers, and I think we have a right that we are safe when we come downtown. And I've worked here in the mid-90s, and it's definitely changed, and it's not safe anymore. So I would like to bring some focus to this issue because it's going to happen again. It happened in Denver just this last weekend. Another homeless guy stabbed 4 people, 2 died. My son was lucky. I would not consider my family, my son, lucky at 22 being injured like that. And this needs to be stopped at all cost.
All right.
Well, If I could, Mr. President,
Sure,
I
Dave.
want to say thank you, Tina, because sometimes it takes firsthand accounts like yours to kind of to focus us that this is more dangerous than we think, and sometimes misguided compassion towards people who are living on the street can put many others in danger and actually lead to their deaths. So, you know, I want to say thank you for coming today and speaking. Is there anything else you would like to say?
No, I just would like for the city council to follow up and find some solutions, because it's not going to get any better. This the accused in our case was allowed to stab 3 people before he was caught, and he had a criminal record. So do 70% of the homeless population. And I encourage people to check this out for themselves, the statistics, you know, just see who is walking amongst them, who's standing next to them at the light. Because like we talked to a lot of nurses, I mean, being stabbed happens in 2 seconds. There is no way to prepare, even if you're armed. You know, you don't expect that, and that should not happen. And when the police tells you that they're afraid to go downtown during the daytime, it's time for a change. And I think as citizens of Colorado Springs, we deserve that.
Can I ask one final question, Tina? What effect has this had on your son and your family?
Well, my son, he was living independently. Now he had to move in back with us. We had to take care of his wounds. He was stabbed with a 12-inch knife, so they couldn't even close the wound because of bacteria, what got in there. He had exploratory surgery. He has been cut from his sternum down to his groin. He's living with us. He's afraid to leave the house. He's staying in his room all day. He's on medication for nightmares. And it's like I know that things can happen, but just the plain fact that he was the 3rd victim that we know of. What happened? Something like this happened in London. There was a warning to the citizens. That's like there's somebody on the loose, a serial stabber in downtown Colorado Springs, and nobody was informed, nobody was warned. It could have been anybody.
So, and you just reminded me of something, and you had that question for me. Why weren't citizens warned when there had been
Yes.
2 other cases very similar to this, stabbed in the back, I believe, at lights? So I would ask the chief of staff if I could get that information or council can get that information. What is the policy of CSPD or the mayor? What does he think about this? That we have a series of crimes that are identical, really. A stabbing in the back and then the person runs away. It happened 2 times within days, and then a 3rd one occurred within 2 weeks. So I would ask for that question to be answered by PD or the mayor's office for the speaker, for Tina, and for myself and council.
All right.
Thank you, Tina.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.